Hello guys, today we are going to discuss a rectification. So rectification is actually converting AC signal AC signal into DC into DC signal into DC signal. So we will use for rectification diode. So actually diode allow a signal in only one direction. So we have two type of rectification. One is half wave rectification and the second one is a full wave rectification. In this topic we will discuss half wave rectification. Half wave rectification. So in half wave rectification we are going to remove half of the signal. So in half wave rectification is actually a process of reviewing one half signal to establish a DC level. For example, let's suppose we have a circuit and we are going to remove a negative portion from a signal. So this is an input voltage. For example, when we are going to pass this type of signal through this circuit, so what will happen to this signal? So this circuit we will actually remove the negative portion of the signal. The negative portion will be removed. So this is called half wave rectification. Half of the wave is actually converted into DC level. Half of the signal is actually converted into DC signal. So to find an average value of the DC, so what will happen and what formula we are going to use for ideal case to find an average value of a DC signal. So this formula is used. This is actually the applied voltage. So when we are using a silicon diode, so we move to a realistic formula, which is this formula. So for silicon diode, Vk is actually equal to 0.7 volt. So one thing to be noted, which is when the applied voltage is less than 0.7 volt, the diode will not on. The diode will remain off. The diode will remain off. So to make the diode on, we going to use an input voltage which is greater than 0.7 volt. So let's suppose when we applied an input voltage of 20 volt, and to find to find an average DC value, so we use this formula. So for an ideal case, so we use minus sign here in this formula because the diode and the input voltage are in opposite direction, so we use a minus sign. So for ideal case we got this value. When we use a silicon diode, for silicon diode, what will happen, we got an input voltage of 20 volt minus 0.7, so which is equal to minus 6.14 volt. So this value this value is actually when we are considering an ideal case, and this is a value when we are considering a more realistic silicon diode case. Now so for many cases we actually do not consider this value, but when we are going to deep realistic calculation, so we use this value. So this is actually the end of our lecture. Thank you for watching.